had been told the Rockies were a wall without a gate, that no wagon, no woman, no future could cross, that the continent ended where the mountains rose skyward, and everything westward was wilderness and loss. But I had been reading the land like a scripture, every ridge and every river, a word on the page. And I followed the sweet water up through the Wyoming, and I found what no map had recorded in any age. South Pass, low and wide and open. South Pass, the gate in the spine of the land. South Pass, the road to everything westward. South Pass, cut by God's own hand. No cliff face, no snowfield, no wall to stop a wagon, just a broad, gentle rise and the wind coming through. South Pass, the door to the continent. Jed Smith walked it and the whole world followed through. 7 miles across at the top of the divide. You could cross it in a day on a good horse in spring. The water ran west on the other side of the summit, and I knew what that watershed was going to bring. Every settler, every preacher, every family with a wagon, every dreamer who had heard of the western land would come through this passage I was standing in the middle of, would cross this ground beneath my boots, where I now stand. The South Pass, low and wide and open. South Pass, the gate in the spine of the land. South Pass, the road to everything westward. South Pass, cut by God's own hand. No cliff face, no snowfield, no wall to stop a wagon, just a broad, gentle rise and the wind coming through. South Pass, the door to the continent. Jed Smith walked it and the whole world followed through. I wrote it down in every detail I could carry, the bearing and the grade and the width of the floor. I knew I was standing at the hinge of a nation. I knew this ground would never be wilderness more. The Shoshone had known it for 1,000 years before me, had crossed it with horses and children and trade. I was just the man who put it on the map for the others, the man who opened a door that was already made. They named no monument for the man who found it. No statue stands at the top of that rise, but 1,000 miles of wagon ruts run through that passage, a river of Americans under western skies. Oregon and California and the Great Salt Lake Valley, all of it poured through that gap in the stone. Jed Smith on the Continental Divide stood a moment in the wind and then rode on along. South Pass, low and wide and open. South Pass, the gate in the spine of the land. South Pass, the road to everything westward. South Pass, cut by God's own hand. No cliff face, no snowfield, no wall to stop a wagon, just a broad, gentle rise and the wind comes